everyone. Happy Sunday. Happy Easter if you celebrate. So, last week, I know that this is not necessarily finance related, but there was a time I collect toys and like weird toys. Oops. Okay. So, I bought this a long time ago. It is this chicken and it lays eggs. There's 3 eggs. So, this is like Easter related, I suppose. 3 eggs. And I said he, but I think it's a she. Okay, anyway. So we're going to put batteries in this. I did sort of get it working last week. Hi, Michael. Happy Easter to you as well. I know a lot of you guys know that I work in a movie theater. And so a lot of times you guys ask what the most popular movie is, and it is Super Mario Bros. For sure. I saw it. It was cute. My mom might like it, but I don't know if it's cute enough that I would watch it twice. Kind of made me want to get a Nintendo, which I don't need. I don't need any more distractions. I should be making videos and trying to earn money, not spending money. Sorry, we're opening batteries to put in this weird little chicken. Okay. Okay, so it's in the try me mode instead of on. Anyway, okay, I'm going to do this. All right. Are you ready for this chicken? I don't think you are, but here we go. What? No. Oh, wait, what? So maybe it doesn't. Okay, hold on.
Mama Hen, back again. Squawking, walking, let's begin. I'm about to show you how it's done. Laying eggs is so much fun. Squawk, there it is. There's an egg over here, an egg over there, so you beat and a ticket in. Yeah, squawk, there it is.
Hold on.
Squawk, there it is.
Oh my god. I'm not ready for this. Okay, hold on. All right. Okay, here we go. Let's put it on this. I don't know where to put it so you guys can accurately see this. It's pretty amazing. Okay, here we go. Let's see here. Okay, hold on. Okay, all right. I feel like this is good. Is this good? Okay, let's try this again. Where is it?
Mama Hen, back again. Squawking, walking, let's begin. I'm about to show you how it's done. Laying eggs is so much fun. Squawk, there it is. There's an egg over here, an egg over there, so you beat and a ticket in. Yeah, squawk, there it is. There it is.
What? Okay, I'm so sorry. But is that not crazy? And chickens really do, like, they lay eggs like that. Okay, and I'm also, what? Okay. So I saw that on TikTok and I bought it because I secretly love that. So happy Easter. We've got a chicken that lays eggs. Where's my phone? Oh, dang it. Okay, no, I did bring my phone in here. What is the thing called where the chickens lay their chickens lay eggs out of their cloaca? Uh-oh. Oh dear. What is this called? I don't feel like it's called the cloaca. Like a plume or something, but not plume. Cloaca. Okay, I guess it is called their vent. That's what it's called. They lay it out of their vent, or also a cloaca. So this hole in their caboose is their vent. Anyway, like what? What? So that is what I wasted money on like a year ago. And I was like, I'm going to unbox it on YouTube. Okay. So did you guys hear that? Like, what do you think of that crazy chicken? Happy Easter. Mom, did you see that? Did you know that that's how chickens lay eggs? Because I did not until probably I was in my 30s. Okay. So Mario Brothers, busy movie. At my movie theater, we had like the busiest week that we've had since we opened. So that's kind of cool. I hope that we impressed a lot of people in the community. I hope that they loved the location and that they will be back in the future. What are you guys doing today? Are you guys hiding eggs and dyeing eggs, even though eggs are still a fortune right now? Has the fact that the food stamps ended, are you feeling that yet or not yet? Maybe we won't start to feel that financially until May, because April's really the first month where we won't have anything extra. Again, I'm going to recommend going to the food banks. You don't have to be any specific religion, even if it's like a Catholic church. You don't have to be Catholic to use the resources of a food bank. So please, please don't be ashamed of that. If that helps you stretch your budget, if that helps you make ends meet, if that helps you put food on the table, please, please just go ahead and do that. Don't worry about what other people think about that. You know, you're taking care of your business, and that's the important thing. Okay, let's see what else. There was an article that I wanted to read on my phone, and I on purpose didn't read it today because like I didn't read it earlier because I was like, I want to share this on my live. I wonder if I can share my screen and get it. Let's see here. All right. Was it this? I don't think it's this in Yahoo News. Hold on, I'm looking for the article. And of course, I can't find it on my actual computer, so I can only find it on my phone, maybe. All right, so we'll find the article on my phone. And basically what the article was, is it was saying that people who have $1 million, or first of all, people with $1 million don't think that that's going to be enough for retirement. And then it was saying that like thousands of workers don't think that they're going to hit that $1 million threshold. And I'm wondering, do you guys think that we need $1 million to retire? I was actually doing the math the other day, and you know, I've gotten really lucky with the equity in my house that I'm not planning on using for anything. And I have a coworker who says like that's meaningless. It doesn't mean anything, the equity in your home, unless you're planning on selling. And that's kind of true. So the other day, though, I was thinking about the math on if I sold my house. I might be able to get $600,000 for the house. I still owe about $40,000, so that leaves $560,000. If my mom and I did move to Georgia, Debbie, did you see this crazy thing? Because it definitely worked just now. I should try and keep it in the shot. No, I can't. Anyway, if I sold my house and my mom and I moved to Georgia, I could probably buy another house for $300,000. That would leave me with $260,000 to live off of. In theory, I could put that in like an ETF, which in theory would gain about 8 to 10% interest a year. And in theory, I could live off of that interest. It would be about $24,000 a year, and I could live off of that. I could just withdraw the interest that I made off the sale of my home. So sometimes I think about that as an option. And the reason why I think about that as an option is because I'm not loving LA anymore. I'm like I was telling you guys this, like I want to be able to walk around the block and be able to actually walk on the sidewalk, but I can't walk on the sidewalk because we've got a homeless person posted there. And I don't know what the answer is there. You know, I don't think it's right to move someone forcefully if they don't want to move. But at the same time, it's a public sidewalk, like, and I do want my mom and myself to be able to walk on the sidewalk and not have to go out into the street. Like, so I don't know what the answer is there. I don't know how to solve that. And I think it's sad, and I don't quite know how it's happened. And I think that they've sent resources out to this particular person to see if he wants help, and he doesn't. He's like, "No, I'm good here." And so, you can't force him to move. So, kind of I'm like, "Wow, if that's like half a block away from me, maybe I should consider moving." I just don't know. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, and of course the article has changed. What the heck? Ba, 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 ba. Let's see here. Let's see here. Debbie says, review that info on interest income to live on slower. Get out of LA. Things are getting worse there. They are. That's the thing. My mom was talking about like kind of the crime. There's a lot of people. This used to happen a lot, and I think it happens when the job market's tricky, when inflation gets high and it's harder to make ends meet. But there's a lot of, like, you hear about the robberies, about people getting approached to their car. Yeah, Karina says that you want to leave LA, but you don't feel like there's a better place. So here's one of the things that I've always kind of thought, right? At least in terms of the homeless. I think that the reason why California has so many homeless people, like, think about it. You could just drive down to Venice Beach and take a shower. Like, there's public showers. I think they're designed to like wash the sand off your feet before you go back to your car. But like, if I was literally living on the street and I didn't have any money, I could throw on a swimsuit and have a shower on Venice Beach. And most days here in California, even at night, when it's cold, cold, cold at night, it's not generally snowing, it's not generally freezing temperatures. So you actually have a chance of being homeless here and surviving, right? I don't think it has anything to do with, oh, we're a democratic state and we give out all these free resources. I don't think it's that. I think, like, if I lived in a colder state, I think that there would be less homeless people, because I think that the homeless people from colder states come to California because there's a chance that they're going to be able to survive. And I think, I don't know a lot of the reasoning behind how the people got in the situation that they're in, but they still want to survive. They still have the will to live, and that's ultimately a good sign. Hopefully that means that they hope that they'll be rehabilitated and get back into society. But you can't do that if you live in a state where it gets freezing cold temperatures overnight. Like, you just can't. So you've got to go somewhere where it's warmer. And so why not California? You've got the beaches, so you can go for a swim. And once you're done with the swim, you can take a shower. That would be what I would do. If I lived in a colder state and I was facing homelessness, I would get on a bus and I would go to California because of our weather. So I think that's a lot of what it is. In terms of crime, you're probably right. It's probably not any better anywhere else. And I do like the diversity that we have here, right? I like that when I go outside, it's not just a bunch of people that look like me. I like learning about different cultures. I love the food here, right? I love the food from the different cultures. I think that's important to me. I like the different there are a lot of like art galleries and things. I like that you could go snowboarding in the mountains, and if you wanted to that same day you could go surf at the beach. Like, it's a 2-hour drive some places. So I like that diversity as well, like in our environment, I guess that is. But yeah, it's rough everywhere. One of the things also that makes me want to leave California is our taxes, our state taxes are really high. And it's funny because when I was visiting family in Georgia, where the state taxes aren't as high, a lot of people are moving out of California for that exact reason. If you make $100,000 in California, it's not going to go as far as if you made $100,000 a year in Georgia, right? And I'm not making $100,000, but regardless of how much money you're making, if you make the same amount in another state, depending on the state, it could potentially go a lot further than it goes here just because of state taxes. But what the people in Georgia were saying, they were like, we don't really want you Californians here because you're just going to vote in a way that ultimately raises the taxes really high in our state as well. And it's all really tricky. There's some truth to that. Um, when we were talking about gas prices getting raised at the pump, like everybody was like, well, why is the government doing this? Why is the gas station doing this? And a lot of times it's that we have voted, like it'll say, do you want to pay a penny more per gallon of gas to fix the potholes in the roads? Vote yes or no. And when it's a penny at a time, or even a couple pennies at a time on a gallon, you say, yeah, I want the roads to be better. It makes more sense for me to pay a couple more cents at the gas pump to not have a giant pothole that could make me have to replace an entire tire and mess up my alignment and like really do some damage to the car. So I'll just pay a few cents more at the pump and we'll fix all these potholes. So we say yes to things like that, and then it raises our taxes. So, it's kind of our own fault, but we're kind of trying to do a good thing, I think. We're trying to make the roads safe for everybody. Andrew, it's going good. I got this weird chicken thing working. And that's called its vent. That's really how they lay eggs, out of their vent. Did you guys see this? Do you want to see it again? It sings a weird little song and everything, but it's also at the start of the video if you missed it. And again, I bought this like a year ago and I was like, I'm going to unbox it. And I finally got around to unboxing it. And I don't even think they sell this anymore online. So I can't even link it for you guys. Andrew, it's going good. You're in the Bay Area visiting family and all your aunts and uncles and cousins. Huge family get together. So are you guys doing an Easter egg hunt? Is somebody cooking? I saw a funny meme that was like, people make lambs or sheep out of, are lambs and sheep the same thing? They're not, right? No. Lambs? Anyway, they make like lambs out of mashed potatoes. And then people are saying, is there really a full moon tonight? They're like, oh, it's werewolf Jesus. I don't know. Okay, let me still try and find that article. All right. Workers say they won't have $1 million. All right, we'll do the chicken again while I'm looking for this. Okay, here we go. Let's see here. I have to like rearrange this. I saw I didn't close them up good. It doesn't really matter. I guess it's a her too, probably, right? Okay, let's see here. Okay. I didn't even put the cover on the thing. I don't know where to put it. Here? No. Okay, we'll do it here.
Mama hen, back again. Squawking, walking, let's begin. I'm about to show you how it's done. Laying eggs is so much fun. Squawk, there it is. There's an egg over here, an egg over there, so you each get the air, take it down, yeah. Squawk, there it is. Butter
Isn't that frightening, but also like hilarious? So that really is how chickens lay their eggs. I think that's money well spent. Also, like, how cute would this be? I think these eggs open. Yes, they do. Okay, so do they open? They must open. There's like a seam there. You can see the seam on the egg, but I'm not able to open it. Okay. Oh, it's a family. You're having a family party potluck starter, but it's later at noon. Or 1 when you're there. Okay. So this is not opening, but I feel like you could probably replace the eggs. Ooh, this one's going to open. There's nothing in there right now. But so I was thinking that I could take this to my job. But see, all of this stuff has to get approved. But I was thinking that I could hide like a movie pass in one of the eggs. And so like every 5th time or something, it could give somebody a movie pass. I think that would be cute for Easter, but maybe not. And like, maybe that's not the image. Maybe they don't want people to gain a pass by my chicken that lays eggs out of its vent. Anyway, Andrew, do you have a Nintendo Switch? Should I get a Nintendo Switch? Because I saw the Mario Brothers movie and I've never really played the Mario Brothers games. I feel like I've played Mario Party once and Mario Kart like maybe a couple times. I think that would be fun for me and my friend and maybe my mom to like play video games on the back patio. I don't know. Okay, Joel. Do your tax dollars really go towards paying for pothole repair? It seems that potholes are getting more abundant in our cities. I think so. Let's Google that. I think our tax dollars do go for that. And like things, I think that money from like some of like speeding tickets and things go for that. I was looking at Yahoo, so we'll share that screen for a second. And then we will look where. Okay, and potholes also, I just want to say, are probably a little bit worse right now because of the rain. I don't know what the rain does to the roads, but it makes the potholes worse. Where do we get the money to fill potholes? This is how to make money doing filling potholes. How to get the city to fix the pothole. Government to spend more money filling potholes. How potholes are eating city budgets. Okay, let's see. Let's read this one. Does this sound good? Anyway, let's see here. There's a silent victim of the winter's Arctic weather, your city's municipal budget. And this is from February of 2014, but that's funny because we're also having Arctic weather right now, right? That's what they keep calling it. With large sections of the US suffering from record ads popping up. With large sections of the US suffering from record cold temperatures and a string of ice and snowstorms, the country's roads are looking more like the moon's surface than smooth pavement. It's probably as bad as I've ever seen it. There are a huge series of potholes right in front of my house. Okay, the potholes are more than mere annoyances. The pounding that the nation's pavement have taken this winter are likely to cost many municipalities millions of dollars, and that doesn't count the cost to drivers who are coping with punctured tires and other repairs after hitting the holes in broken asphalt. New York, for one, has allocated an additional $7.3 million to its Department of Transportation in order to facilitate and accelerate the extraordinary number of road repairs needed this winter. Okay, blah, 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 blah. January, it's not only municipalities and states that are bearing increased cost for potholes. Drivers spend as much as $5 billion a year on repairing damages from hitting pavement potholes. Oh, dang it. This reminds me that Josh, not Josh. Joel, while you're in here, I have a car question. Where are you putting house sale monies to get best interest? Okay, so Debbie, I haven't sold my house and I'm not going to. But if I did, I would put it in just an ETF like VOO or VTI. And again, that's not financial advice. So that's kind of some of the things that I hold in my Robinhood account. I really am into like the dividend investing where just because you hold it, like they give you a little bit of money back every month or every quarter or once a year, however they do it, and then reinvesting that. So that is what I would do if I sold the house, is I would put it in to the ETF. Okay. I've got a light that's on that I've never seen before. It looks like a little speedometer. Let's see. Let me switch to that. Toyota, what is that even called? Toyota Prius dash lights, dash symbols. Okay, let's see here. Joel. Oh dear, I don't want a video. What about this? Images. It's none of those. All right, let's see here. Let's look at this. Oh no, electric power steering. It kind of looked like that. Oh no, maybe it's this. The cruise control. I don't think I set my cruise control. Set cruise control indicator. I feel like it was that one because it kind of looked like a clock. So I've never used my cruise control. Like I don't even know how to use it. So I guess that's fine though. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Oof. This seems like it's a lot of things that could go wrong with my Prius. Okay, I'm pretty sure it was just the cruise control light. So I don't actually know how to use the cruise control. Oh, I just realized that I wasn't showing it. So I think that it was this guy at the like 4 up from the bottom right. I think it was just like I think I did. But I don't know how to use my cruise control. So maybe I wouldn't even like a Tesla, which I really think that I want. I don't know, but I don't know how to use my cruise control because I've been driving since before cruise control was a thing. And like, I feel like I would just rather control the speed my car goes myself, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, I never use it, or I looked up how to use it once, but yeah, I think that was what I think it was just the cruise control button, which is good. Let's go back and Google, do our state tax dollars contribute to filling potholes or something? Let's see. Do our taxes pay to fix potholes? I feel like they do. Why the gas tax isn't enough to pay to fix our potholes. So I think it does, but I'm just like skimming. Paying by the mile to fix potholes. What? Okay, we don't need high gas taxes to fit potholes. Let's make sure I'm sharing. Yep. And yeah, I think I'm just silly and I just pressed the the cruise control. So will that just be off when I go back though? Sorry. It's like potholes and then I'm back to my cruise control. Happy Easter, Francis. Yeah, I think it does. I think our tax dollars do go for fixing the roads and fixing the potholes. Yeah. Should I use cruise control? That's the other question. And will that just be off when I go back? Okay. All right. This is from 2018. The gas tax repeal pothole. The need to fix the roads collides with fiscal politics. Okay, let's see what this is. Here are 2 enduring certainties about California. 1, the roads are crumbling. 2, Californians hate taxes. These points are going to be butting heads at the ballot this year. Again, this is from 2018. If the opponents of the recent gas and vehicle tax hikes have their way, they've been collecting signatures to replace, to place a measure on November's ballot repealing the tax increases, which were enacted last year and have been going into effect in stages. They've already succeeded in placing on the June 5th primary ballot an effort to recall one Democratic state senator who voted for the tax increases. We simply did not have enough revenue coming in every year compared to what needed to be spent. This is a campaign to repeal a tax on working families that is laying the groundwork for fraud. If we want to fix our roads, we don't need to raise taxes to do it. So how do we do it? DeMario's words reflect a couple of bedrock assumptions of the anti-tax movement. One is that any money placed in politicians' hands will be stolen. Its corollary is that there always would be plenty of money available to do what people want if it weren't squandered on waste, fraud, and abuse. I want to say something about that in a second. So I'm going to put my finger up to try and remind myself. Whether those assumptions apply to transportation taxes targeted by the repeal campaign is questionable. So again, this is from like 2018. And they are saying like basically that, yeah, our taxes go to try and do that. And then they try and raise their taxes on us. Okay. So again, this is not like a real recent article, but from 2018. Okay. So again, like I want to talk a little bit about taxes, just like this is more wishful thinking, I think, on my part. I kind of wish that like nobody loves paying taxes. That's correct. However, I would do my part at the pump. I pay a couple extra cents to make sure to the best of my ability that those potholes are filled. Also, I would pay more in taxes to try and help the homeless situation. And it's funny, people will say, well, you could just donate yourself. Yes, but honestly, like, and this is why I invest in my 401k. It's kind of the same principle. I do better if I never have the money in my own hands, right? Because I was just asking you guys, hey, do you think I should get a Nintendo Switch? So if I have the money in my own hands first, I'm going to buy some stuff that I don't need, like this chicken that lays eggs out of its vent and sings a funny song, right? I don't need this. But unfortunately, like a lot of us, once the money reaches my hands, I'm probably going to spend it. That is the same reason why I like a 401k. I like that my company takes the money out of my paycheck before it gets into my hands, before I can make bad decisions with my money. Right? And I'm not talking about like necessities. I'm not talking about food. I'm talking about actual, most likely bad decisions with my money. Oh yeah, it's working, Francis. I've already played it twice, so maybe we'll wait 5 more minutes and then we'll do it again. It's hilarious, but I didn't need that, right? I'm an adult. And it did bring me some pleasure, and I unboxed it with you guys. I showed it on a video, but I don't think that would really be a true tax write-off. I'm not willing to try that. If I did a proper unboxing, could I make money off that video? Maybe. But I just kind of squandered it. Whereas if I had, if I either invest in my 401k before the money gets in my hands, then I'm not going to spend it on silly things that I truly don't need. And then 2, same with taxes. If my taxes go up a little bit, if that money is essentially donated for me before it ever reaches my hands, then I'm forced to spend it in that way. And I'm not able to buy like crazy egg-laying chickens. So anyway, so I would pay more taxes to assist the homeless. I would pay more taxes to fill the potholes in the road so that we can all drive safely. Because that can really damage your car if you hit a pothole, right? And it's not just me. Like I think about my mom on the road. Like I don't want my mom to hit a pothole, and like I don't want anything bad to ever happen to my mom or my friends or you guys. Like I just don't. So if I can pay a couple extra cents at the pump or whatever, then I'm willing to do that. And that's how our taxes get higher, right? That's the logic that has that happen. But I was thinking about taxes the other day. My mom and I were thinking about like there is a lot of government waste. Please let me know in the comments, you guys, what you think about this. So, for the longest time growing up, right? Probably, I don't remember what year they started changing them. Why did we need to change the design on the quarter? Why does each state need to have a design on the quarter? Aren't we spending money to like make a new money press with a different design on it just to change the design of the quarter? Like, do I like some of the quarters? Absolutely. Bats are my favorite animal. There's a bat quarter. But I think I don't want to spend any money on making like a new press to change the design of the quarter. And I think there was like a voting process, right? Like I just feel like there was like a lot of time, money, and energy spent in updating the design of the quarter. Like who cares, right? Like are they cute? Yes, I like the bat quarter, right? But not enough to spend the extra money on it. Like to me that's a waste of funds, right? Wouldn't I don't know how much it cost, even if it cost $10. I would rather that $10 go to fix a pothole than to redesign the quarter. That's my opinion on that. And then my mom noticed this when my grandma was in like an assisted living home towards the end of her life, right? My grandma was in a wheelchair at the end of her life, right? Like not until she went in the home. Like I don't know what happened, but like her brain wasn't functioning. Bye, Debbie. Debbie, I'm curious what you think about that quarter issue, right? Do you think we should have spent money to redesign the quarter and time and energy and resources? But have a great day. I hope you got to see the chicken work. Oh, we can't not have the little green guy telling you happy Easter. So happy Easter, Debbie. Have a great day. And thanks for joining in on the live. Okay. And happy Easter and great day to all of you guys, whether you celebrate or not. All right. So my grandma's in a wheelchair and she wasn't walking anymore. And they paid for like new special shoes for her. Like just get her socks. She doesn't need shoes. So that's kind of some waste. Yeah. That is decently a waste of money. Yeah, I think so too. And I think that there's a lot of things like that. I also kind of think like renaming roads, right? Okay, where I live, there's Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills, which is super nice and super expensive, right? And then, so that's Rodeo Drive. And then, like, when you go a little bit south, so you get into kind of a different neighborhood, not Beverly Hills, there's Rodeo. They changed Rodeo to Obama Boulevard or Obama Drive or something, right? Is it nice to honor Obama? Sure. But like make a new road. Don't spend the time and money and energy and resources, right? Like I'm sure that took the people that could be filling the potholes, I feel like are the same people that changed the street signs. Like maybe not, but in my head, that's how that works. Same people. If not, like I feel like the people that change the street signs could be the ones that fill the pothole, right? And I would rather fill the potholes then change the street signs. Like if we have a new street, fine, name that Obama Boulevard. But to spend the time and money and resources on remaking all those signs, renaming them, like I think that they have committees come together, right? Like I don't think like one person just says, "Okay, we're going to change this street to be Obama Boulevard now." Is everyone okay with it? Okay, cool. I think that there's like meetings and committees and lots of time that goes into deciding if it will be renamed, what it'll be renamed. Like, I don't think that's a good waste. Well, I do think that's a waste. I don't think that's a good use of those funds or those people's time. Like, if it's not a safety issue, like Francis, you're saying the schools are falling apart. Yeah, like, I would rather spend money making our schools safe than I would renaming a road. Do I think it's cool to honor a former president? Yes. Do I think that there's probably better ways to do it than renaming all the roads? Yes. Like, unless here's the only way I would be on board with that. Like if every single street sign was in danger of like falling over and smashing a car, or if it was installed on a pole that was real windy and was going to fall over and could potentially hurt somebody, if every single street sign along that route that was going to be changed from Rodeo to Obama Boulevard, sure, then do it. But unless that's the case, if it's just one street sign that's dangerous, no, just replace the one street sign with the same name and let's use those funds for something else. Like, I don't think we should spend the money on changing all the street signs. Like, I just think that there's better things to spend that money on. All right, James says, have I heard of EDD requesting interview eligibility for those who were collecting claims starting March of 2020? My Uber driver friend got a letter and they want proof of wages. He did that in 2020. Did they want proof of wages or did they need like proof of employment? Because I really do have a great video on proving like your work. That's one of my best my top earning videos, like an affidavit. And yes, the EDD can kind of go back indefinitely and request that information from you. As a matter of fact, one of my employees, they were my employee, they're an employee again. They were like, Shelly, like they actually stepped out, like we were open for business, and they were like, Shelly, it's the EDD, right? Like my poor employee was getting called from the EDD while they were at work. And as much as I wanted to be like, no, you're supposed to be working for the theater right now. Like I also talked about EDD and I'm like, please take that call because I don't want you to miss it. Right. It's like, I'll watch your area for you. Go ahead and take a 10. So they had told him, we're going to call you between like 10 and 2 on Wednesday. And then it was like a Thursday or a Friday when they actually called him. So he was at work, but he picked up and they were asking him. We got my employee, super sweet, reported like every little penny that he got while he was unemployed, which is great. We were given some money by a great organization called the Will Rogers. It's normally the Will Rogers Pioneer Movie Fund. I don't know. We got some money from an organization. Like some of us, it was like $90. Some of us, it was like $300. So he reported that he received $300. I think that was a grant, so I don't think he would have had to report it, but he did. So they called him and they were like grilling him about it. And he was like, look, he was like, I reported everything that I got. He was like, if my parents gave me money, I reported that. He was like, I don't remember what that money was from. And then I guess the more that they were talking, the more he kind of thought that that was that grant that we got. Okay, let's see. James, you're giving me more information. So let me see. His letter says the reason why on the letter is asking for receipts of payment, whatever that means. Um, does your friend have any like pay statements? Could he log into his Uber driver account and see if he can screenshot any rides? Did they send him a 1099? Um, yeah, that's kind of crazy that they're asking for that at this point in time. So I would just send whatever he has. I would gather whatever information he can. I know the year I drove for Uber, I think I finally just deleted this. I drove for Uber back in 2014. And I kept, now it's all linked, right? It's set up differently. But back then, you weren't allowed to the mileage from your house to your first ride, you couldn't count that, and your mileage from your last drop off back home, you can't count that. Basically, your commute to and from work, right? You're not allowed to count that. But I logged everything else. I would just put like starting miles 10,002, ending miles 10,032, like whatever it was and I would write the date and I just kind of logged it. I logged it in the notes in my phone, probably not like the best way, but at least it was something. And then like it kind of correlated to the total miles that I drove. And then I did drive enough that I received a 1099 from Uber at the end of the year. But I just now deleted the pictures of my starting miles and my ending miles. All right, well, Bozo the Clown, what would you like to talk about? Boring. I have this chicken that's not boring, but James has a serious question. So we're going to finish James's serious question, and then maybe it'll be time to set the chicken off again because the chicken's not boring. But anyway, so send in whatever he has, right? Whatever he can to basically just prove that he was an Uber driver, not necessarily. Oh, no, I don't want to talk about that. Okay, I'm going to put you in a time out. Okay. So I would send whatever he has and then see what they say, and if ever they do like deny the claim or anything, he can always appeal that. Receipts of payment, that seems odd to me. And not like some sort of proof of earnings, but probably if he received a 1099 from Uber, that's going to be the best thing. But if you can still log into your Uber driver account, screenshot any earnings you made, that's what I would do. Okay, Joel says you did Uber and you sent EDD all your Uber earnings for like the past 18 months back in 2020. Audited called me and changed you to regular unemployment. No eligibility interview for me. Not ever, hopefully. You did it right. Yeah, and okay, so let's talk about this really quick right after I adjust my sitting position. Uber was a little bit crazy and hectic during the pandemic because they were trying to reclassify the drivers as employees. So it sounds like they did that for you, is that EDD counted you as a regular traditional employee. And I think that was the case. Because it was like voted that yes, Uber drivers were gonna be treated as regular employees. And so they were for like 6 months, but then that got appealed and they went back to being independent contractors. And I believe to this day, Uber drivers are still, or once again, counted as independent contractors and not as employees. But all of that, whether that was or wasn't going to happen, was right in the middle of the stupid pandemic. So there was a lot of changes to how Uber drivers were classified while simultaneously we're trying to figure out the correct program for them to get paid out under during but from the EDD during the pandemic. Okay, Andrew says, James, maybe your friend also drove for Lyft and didn't report those earnings when an auditor requested it. It can be that. If so, they owe pay because your weekly benefit amount can go up. Retroactive pay, maybe. Perhaps. Yeah, it's hard to say. Alex, you're a little late, but that's okay. I'm probably going to hop out in about 5 minutes. Okay, so we talked seriously. So James, gather whatever he has and send that in. Let's do the chicken again because we got the chicken working and it's crazy. Okay. Change the view. I feel like I should put the chicken on the blanket. And I might go after I... Here we go, guys.
Mama hen, back again. Squawking, walking, let's begin. I'm about to show you how it's done. Laying eggs is so much fun. Squawk, there it is. There's an egg over here, an egg over there. So you reach in the air, stick it down, yeah. Squawk, there it is. Squawk-a-locka, squawk-a-locka, squawk-a-locka. Squawk, there it is.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not disappointed with this. This is everything that I wanted it to be. Also, don't waste your money on stuff like this. Would this be cute if I put movie for maybe next year? If like we had guest, like if maybe I just loaded one egg in a time and like everybody had to push that, my staff would probably want to kill me, right? Like if they had to hear that song all day. But I really want to put like a movie pass in the egg. Maybe like 1 in every 10 eggs or something, but I only have 3. But I could get more because it looks like these just fit like the standard. These are the standard kind of eggs that you would hide in your yard. But yeah, I'd like to hide a movie pass in there. And so like guests push it and then see if they get a movie pass. But I don't know. That might not be classy enough for, I don't know. People like to win stuff, right? I don't know. My staff would probably kill me if they had to hear that song all day though. So Alex, what are you doing today? Oh, Alex. All right. So I have an answer to the question that you asked me last week about Super Mario Brothers. And like, it's a cartoon that's like widely watched. And the movie's like the #1 grossing movie, right? We're talking about Super Mario Brothers. And you asked me if I thought that their portrayal of like Italians might be a little bit like racist. And I'm going to say no because it's a cartoon, but I will say that I read an article by John Leguizamo, who's an actor, and he said that he's like, they didn't really cast this animated film with much diversity. And I will say that I'm disappointed in that. But other than that, I asked like my best friend is actually Italian. Like they're not offended by Mario Brothers. And also this movie is making me want to get a Nintendo Switch. I'm thinking maybe I want to play some video games. Oh dear. All right, Bozo the Clown. I'm going to have to totally put you to block you. Sorry. Okay. This is terrible. Okay. Okay, Joel says, in March 2020, at that time by law, we were employees. So EDD did tell me I would be an employee and be on regular UI. That's exactly how it worked. So for you, yes, but depending on when James's friend applied, it is a huge chicken. It's like big, it's like the size of my head. He's got a little scarf. Anyway. Hi, TVVG. Hi, everyone. I'm probably only going to go live for a few more minutes. Anyway, so Super Mario Brothers, I liked it. I'm not very familiar with the whole content. Like I'm like the franchise and stuff. Like I don't know all the storylines. All right, money manifesting sounds as California is a scam. So I definitely talked about that earlier on the stream. I should probably go back to talking about this with Joel for a minute in case James is still in here. So when they changed the classification in the middle of the pandemic, because even a lot of people could backdate their claims, right? But they didn't necessarily. So if you applied at the beginning, March 2020, which was right at the beginning of the pandemic, when you were classified as employees, then EDD was correct in putting you in UI. But a lot of people, there were still people filing for the first time in March of like 20, maybe not 2021, but like September of 2020, November of 2020, January of 2021, there were still people applying and backdating, but depending on like the timeline of when they did that, the Uber decision might have been reversed to everybody being an independent contractor. And definitely that caused confusion with the people helping people file for unemployment. And right, there was the poor reps, I really think were just trying to help people. But there were times when people were kind of supposed to wait for the new benefits to kind of kick in. But if you called the EDD and you're like, hey, like I didn't get paid this week, they would sometimes put people on PUA mistakenly. So, hi, Sean. And T gave me the cute little baby chick emojis, which I love. Thank you. Okay. So, depending on when they applied, they may or may not have been classified as a traditional claim or a PUA claim. I definitely think, Joel, since a traditional UI claim, the EDD is more familiar with handling those, right? Because PUA was just created for the pandemic. It didn't exist prior to like March of 2020. And even though like you could backdate your claim, they didn't even set up like the enrollment for the PUA program until like late April of 2020. So that messed a bunch of people up. Definitely the reps, they had to hire a lot, and then a lot of people did not know how to process the PUA claims and how to do that. So it definitely was a mess. So, but James, just have your friends send in whatever they can to prove that they were paid, even if that's screenshots. If they made enough that they got a 1099 for that year, send that in. And then if for any reason your friend gets a letter saying that they owe money to the EDD or anything like that, just appeal that decision. And I want to say that we're late in this live stream, but we're probably going to look that up. Give me 1 second. We're going to look something else up with the EDD in regards to overpayment waivers and appeals. So give me 2 seconds. I did want to talk about Sean, your birthday is next week. So happy early birthday. Okay. And then James wants to know, do the eggs have candies in them? They don't. And it's funny because they look like they should open. There's a seam, but I'm not able to get this egg open. But I was just talking about how I would like to bring this thing to work and like maybe get 10 different eggs or something and like have people play, and every 10th time there's a movie pass inside of the egg. I don't know. It would probably annoy my employees if they had to hear that little song all day, and I don't know if that would be company approved, but maybe next year I'll ask. So yeah, I can't get the egg open, even though there's definitely, you can't tell. Oh, there it is. You can see that there's a seam, but I'm not able to like, well, it twisted. I don't know. I can't get this egg open. Also, can you guys tell me, should I spend money on a Nintendo? I shouldn't, right? People are telling me I would like the Animal Crossing game, which is something that people did at the beginning of the pandemic. Also, everyone played Animal Crossing. It was all over my Facebook feed. Okay. So California is a scam. Our taxes are definitely pretty high here. Let me look at this thing on the EDD now. EDD. Let's look at the newsroom. I haven't done this in a while, so this will be good. I'm going to share my screen. Is this it? Yes. Okay. So I'm going to go to the EDD newsroom and we're going to look at I could swear that I saw something about how they're going to handle overpayments and appeals. Where is this? It's going to be 3 pages back. This is all 2022. Sorry, guys. Where is this? Enhances. Update, enhancements, dedicated phone lines in Armenian, Korean, and Tagalog. What the heck? All right, let's look at this. Okay, let's look at this one. Okay, additional language. See, this says EDD is also notifying identified Californians of the expanded federal eligibility for pandemic unemployment assistance PUA claims. And this is from December of 2022. So several months ago. Pandemic unemployment assistance reassessment notices. This month, EDD continued its PUA reassessment effort, including additional notices to approximately 100,000 claimants who initially did not qualify. Oh, that's right. This is people who didn't qualify initially, but they might be eligible for benefits under retroactive federally expanded PUA eligibility provisions. These claimants were identified. Okay, but that's not about. So this was people that might be eligible for claims that were originally denied. They're just now, or like in December, sorting that out, which is not, I guess, better late than never, but man. Okay. This is interesting. The unemployment rate. I could swear that I saw something about the overpayment waivers and appeals, but now I'm not seeing it. Great. And that rate, the unemployment rate increased in February. All right, well, I'm at least not able to find this quickly, but I'll dig into that for next Sunday. How about that? Okay, let's see here. Yeah, so either have him do like a 1099, find the 1099 that Uber would have sent him at the end. And then if he can't find that, I would screenshot like all of the rides maybe. And Joel is saying Uber and Lyft keep all your records from the very first day you drive from them. It's very useful. I wonder if it still has all my stuff back from 2014. It probably does. And they probably have to keep that unless there's like for customer safety would be my guess. All right, guys. I think I'm going to hop off today. So next time I'm going to look and see if I can find out anything more about the EDD appeals process and overpayment waivers, because I really feel like I saw an update to that. I hope you enjoyed this little Easter chicken. And guys, please let me know, do you think I should get a Nintendo Switch? Would that be fun for me and my roommate and maybe even my mom to play over the summer? All right. Thanks to you guys so much for watching Shelly's Millions. I will see you next Sunday.